I previously shared a TikTok saying that I'm the black sheep of my family, and the one thing that I looked forward to is becoming a mom and having a little nuclear family of my own, and then boom, infertility. And so when I got this question, do you get any support from your family? I thought we could just chat through that today. Obviously, I'm going to be as diplomatic as possible because it's family. But with that being said, I think family looks like different things, and I think support looks like different things. And maybe I'm going to be speaking in parables here, but I think people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. And if they haven't met themselves in certain scenarios in life, in certain challenges in life, in certain circumstances in life, they often don't have the empathy to understand how they need to conduct themselves moving forward. So rather than talking about what support I may get and not get, I think it would be probably more helpful to talk about what we have found hurtful in this journey. Because we've found that talking about how we are feeling is a little bit safer than maybe someone else feeling like we're pointing the fingers at what they haven't done. So one of the things that we have found really hurtful is when people don't inquire about where we're at in the process. And that's going to be different from person to person. I know some people don't like being asked about it, but we have been quite open books with the people that have shown their interest in understanding what happens in our life, where we're at, what we've got going on, etc. We've been quite open about these things. So when you can share bits, sometimes I think you've got to get the ball rolling and share a little bit so the person knows that it's kind of safe to talk about it. But when they show no interest at all, it's really hurtful. And so I think what has made it challenging in that regard, obviously you're not going to feel really hurt if it's just your coworker at work that's not really inquiring about how the process is going. But if it's like someone in your close family or one of your close friends, etc., it can be very hurtful, and it makes you feel like you don't matter, especially when you're having to hear about other people's jobs, new pets, etc. Maybe they've got their family is growing. But with that being said, it has taught us that sometimes the best support comes from what goes on in these four walls. So it has really showed us to champion one another and be proud of the support that happens within these four walls. However, on the flip side, I would say sometimes the lack of certain behaviors has made it difficult to not be resentful going forward, because we know it's going to work out for us at some point. However, sometimes when there isn't support coming from certain parties, you think you are most likely going to be the person that wants to see this child the most, yet you have not, let me choose my words carefully. I should probably say, as it seems, or as it would appear, you don't seem very interested in knowing how we got to this place for you to want to be a part of this kid's life. And so I feel like it would be so much easier if I could speak bluntly about this, but I just feel like sometimes the people that will want to see the end result weren't there to help champion you with what it took to get there. Hopefully that makes sense. And obviously, if you weren't having infertility struggles, no one would be cheerleading you on in your bedroom when you're just doing the normal act of how you would get there. But unfortunately for some of us who it does take a little bit more work, we do need that cheerleading. And then when you don't get it from certain people, it's hurtful. But rounding this off, I can say we have some family members that have been so incredibly supportive. I find the wider family, one of my aunts has this quote, and it's like, she'll say, "You're not my," what does she say? "You're not my family, you're my relative." But I think through this experience, if we want to go with that mindset, we have got some relatives that have become like family and some family that have become like relatives.